So Caitlin Clark gets a triple-double, and the Fever crushed the Sky by 35 points. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And join us for Caitlin Clark crossover every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7, 5:30 to 6:30, Monday and Thursdays, Eastern Time, respectively, except for major holidays like Memorial Day. We have guest podcasters, and we talk about Caitlin Clark and all sorts of good stuff. So, Rob, the season finally started, and Caitlin Clark did not disappoint. All that hard work paid off, and she looked great, and her passing was phenomenal. And the Sky, I'm not going to judge them after one game, but they don't look like they're going to be a great team. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Clark looked good. Not just Clark, Mark. The team looked really, compared to last year, they looked like they're ready to go. I mean, they sent a message. The Sky, they're still just gelling. Their shooting was very poor. They don't have really any outside shooting 29%. But yeah, they have a long way to go, I think. But the Fever look, like I said, hot.
The Fever won by 35 without Sophie Cunningham, who, although not necessarily a starter, she will be, I think, against a team with a lot of guards. She's one of their top players, and she gives them a lot of energy and a good all-around player. And also, I thought Bonner and Natasha Howard just had average games, and yet they still crushed them.
Also, with the missed layups, Mark, hopefully that'll change during the season. But the score should have been actually more. The score should have been more than it could have been over 100.
Right. In the first half, Rob, they missed a lot of layups or even shots that you would just want to say close to the basket shots. They missed, within 5 feet or something. They missed those. And Caitlin Clark had 10 assists, and obviously she should have had at least 15. And someone said that she had 4 assists to players who got fouled and didn't make the shot.
Yeah.
So it's all that. It's all that particular stat. So and plus the missed layups, you can see, potentially she could have 15 to 20. But
what I like, Mark, was the intensity on the defense. That's the number one thing I was looking for. One of the things we went over for before the season, how the Fever could improve in, and they definitely have proved in their defense.
It's true, especially Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark she was bending her knees. Rob, her stance was better. Ground ball defense was better. She had 4 blocks, a career high, and 2 steals. And Aaliyah Boston had 5 blocks, and she had a slow first half, but a great second half, Aaliyah Boston. Dwana Bonner went 3rd all-time in the scoring in WNBA history, Rob. And she's only about 220 away, I think, from second place. So she's going to get second place eventually. So that's going to happen probably this year. So that's good to hear. And Caitlin Clark made sure she passed it to her so she could do that. So I think Caitlin Clark made a statement for MVP in the first game, Rob. Number one, not just by the triple-double, but also by her improved defense and cut down on turnovers.
Yeah, she cut down on turnovers. Just right off the bat, she hit her logo 3 right off somebody's face. Did a nice little crossover move and hit a 3 right in the person's face on defense. It got the crowd going, and it's got the team going also. I mean, those threes can get the team going, but also her rebounding, and of course, Mark, without saying her passing. That's the goal. That's just amazing.
Rob, there was 5 passes that were just phenomenal. I've said this before that, on any good game that she has, you could take her highlights from one game, and I could match them to be as good as Chelsea Gray the whole year. So that ridiculous GM poll about who the best point guard is and who's the best passer. Right. She should have got 100% of the votes except for one, because you couldn't vote for your own person in that poll. It's so ridiculous. And this this shows it. This game is unbelievable, Rob. Some of the angles and the spin she puts on the ball.
The bounce pass. Yeah, that one pick and roll with her and this her and I believe with Howard. And the bounce pass, the English she put on that, it had to be just perfect. And it was, and she's went for a layup. And the other pick and rolls, just bounce passes, and then of course with I love it, Mark, with the outlet pass. She gets that rebound, and the Fever take off, and she missed a couple. She overthrew the person a couple of times, and then she tried it with Boston.
One was an overthrow, one was the person ended up catching it too close to the basket. Right.
Right. But Boston, she threw into Boston. She's got to take a little off on that one because Boston's not that fast. So you got to sometimes realize who you're throwing the pass to. But just her realizing her vision, her court vision, getting the ball, releasing, and then putting that from almost over half court, Mark, almost over half court to go down the court and hit someone pinpoint. That's like the quarterback hitting down and out.
Her passes for length of the court passes are as good as any player in basketball history, man or woman. And Rob, we've been conservative about saying she's the best. I say she's the best passer in WNBA history, clearly, and she showed it yesterday. And we've been conservative about saying, if we compare her to the greatest passers in the NBA history, and I've been conservative about that. I say, yeah, I think she's probably still in the top 10 or 20 already. She maybe that's too low, Rob. I think that's too conservative. She may go down as the best passer in history if she continues to improve like this, Rob.
Yeah, I'm definitely upgrading.
Man or woman, I'm serious. I know that's blasphemy to Magic Johnson fans or whatever fan you think is the best passer of all time. But Rob, I don't know, man. Just watching those passes yesterday.
I've been around. I've seen WNBA passers. I've seen Ernie DiGregorio. I've seen Pete Maravich. I've seen Magic. I've seen some other great passers. And I'm definitely upgrading it. She's definitely up there. And like you said, she could be one of the best passers ever in basketball. Just with her vision and her court awareness.
She could be the best passer in the history of basketball, Rob, of all time. I'm saying she's there yet. But she could go down as another 15 years. We may just be saying that. Everybody's going to be nodding their head. Yes, it could happen.
She combines. Okay, we had Wes Unseld who had the best outlet pass on a rebound in the NBA. Then half court action. She's like a Jason Kidd and Magic Johnson type passing.
Yeah, she's got that Steve Nash type of passes too.
Yeah,
and even Chris Paul. I don't know, Rob. And even LeBron James type of passes she has. The only thing she doesn't have to do in the WNBA is make those alley-oop passes because no one can get up for her.
Yeah, I know.
You won't see those from her, but that's not her fault. So anyways, I guess that's enough about her passing, but I couldn't believe what I was seeing at times yesterday, and we got a couple highlights of that. So let's do the Fever stats first. We'll start with at the top. Duana Bonner didn't shoot well, but she played good defense. She had some nice steals, 7 points, and 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And she moved into third place for all-time scoring. Natasha Howard had an up-and-down game, Rob. I think she's a smart player, and she's a really good defender, and she just has a really good all-around game. But she shot 3 for 8 at the free throw line and also had 4 turnovers. And considering she doesn't handle the ball a lot, that's a lot of turnovers. But she was 6 for 12 and did score 15 points and had 5 rebounds and 2 assists and 3 steals and a block. So she did have a good all-around game.
To go back to Bonner, though she didn't score that well, whatever, she still is a presence and she's a settling player on the floor. That's an improvement for as far as that's why she's starting. She's a veteran and she settles down the players and she gets people going and that's part of the leader part of her that makes her outstanding.
Now, Lee Boston started out slow, missing some easy shots in the first half. But look at her overall results, Rob. 8 for 12, 1 for 1 for 3-point shots, 2 for 3 at the free throw line. 13 rebounds, 4 of them offensive, Rob. And she doesn't usually get that many offensive rebounds like Angel Reese does. Of course, she doesn't miss as many shots like that. And 5 blocks. I don't know if that's a career high for her. I know that Caitlin Clark's 4 blocks was a career high. That probably was a career high, but it's 19 points. That's a huge line, Rob. She looked dominant in the second half.
Right. And the person that Bonner passed was Tina Thompson. That's who she passed.
Right. And Kelsey Mitchell played well, even though she had a quiet 15 points. She was 6 for 12, was 2 for 4 at threes. That's kind of shooting percentage you want from her. And even had a couple nice passes. They were both assists, 2 assists and a steal.
Well, I liked her defensive pressure that she was doing. She's picking a person. I like how they got her picking up the point guard a full court, which they never used to do last year, and just pressuring the ball a little bit more because that helps. That takes time off the clock, and that forces the other team to hurry up and make some good passes. So I like that. I like that aspect of her pressuring the ball because she's quick and she's got the hands. I love it.
and not everybody's been stressing this as much as we have, but we've said that both Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark have to improve their defense. And Kelsey Mitchell is capable of great defense, and she played good defense yesterday. And I'm really glad to see it. You can tell Stephanie White is not allowing that. You want to get playing time on my team, you're playing defense. Alyssa Smith wouldn't even get a minute with this team, Rob.
No.
She wouldn't.
No.
She was so indifferent to defense. Dantas is coming back from an injury. She had a very close death in the family. Dantas was 1 for 3, only played 11 minutes. What did you want to say, Rob? Sorry.
No, so with Smith's defense is what my coaches used to call the swinging gate defense.
Yeah, like Craig Hodges from the Bulls. All right. Brandon Turner only played 6 minutes, so I'm not sure how you can judge her. But, Rob, even though she doesn't look for her own shot, she always seems to put up numbers that are pretty big for how many minutes she plays. And she set screens, so she had 3 rebounds and 2 assists in just 6 minutes.
Right.
So I know some people aren't big on her. I think she's a good player, and she might not get a ton of minutes, but she can fill a role.
Yeah, she'll get some playing time. I think during the season, she'll get some more playing time.
Right. Michaela Timpson just got 3 minutes, kind of garbage time, but she got her first basket, and she hit both of her free throws. You know, she got 4 points in just 3 minutes. You know, she got a rebound. So she's going to be a good player. Sydney Colson played good defense. I'll say that, Rob. She did. She had 3 steals in just 13 minutes. That's impressive. You know, she was 1 for 2. You know, she had like 1 assist and 2 points. She played okay.
Right.
She'd be fine as a backup point guard. I don't think she's going to like the world.
No, but she's there. She's there. Well, I mean, she knows her role. I mean, she's there to give the Clark maybe that 2 or 3 minute rest that she never used to get with sides. You know, and you know, like you said, like you had a perfect in our previous videos. You were how to monitor Clark's minutes, and now she could go in there, and it's not going to drop off. In fact, you know, the defense will pick up a little, so it's not that. The only drop off is that she's not going to be a scorer off the bench, but she'll do other things.
Right, and Sophie Cunningham didn't play, and Lexi Hall played really well except for her 3-point shooting. She was 0 for 4, so she was 4 for 10 overall, but had 9 rebounds, 3 of them offensive, and she also had 9 points and 2 steals.
That one offensive rebound, Mark, was great. The shot went up, and she came from the other side of the court and grabbed it and put it in for a layup. That was a great hustle and great just overall
She's been
play.
doing that all year, Rob. She did that. She had that twice in one preseason game where she came out of nowhere. So those are the stats for the Fever. We'll go over the Sky just a little bit. Here's the Chicago Sky. Angel Reese didn't shoot well, Rob. 5 for 14, but did get 17 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds. You have to give her credit for that, even though she didn't look good offensively. And she hit a 3-point shot.
She had 5 turnovers, though, Mark.
Yeah, 5 turnovers and only 1
more than
assist.
somebody else who they want to always say turnovers are.
No, it only counts when it's Caitlin Clark, Rob. It doesn't count when it's Juju Watkins or Angel Reese.
No.
Anyways, Cardoza still isn't aggressive enough, Rob, because she's got talent. She's got size. But she did get 7 rebounds and 7 points. But she didn't shoot well either.
I mean, I saw her play for Syracuse and then for South Carolina. And she's kind of like that. She's almost – I've coached kids who are kind of like tall, and they're taught not to be that aggressive. And she seems like that, not to be like she doesn't want to – they're taught not to really – she's so big, and the parents are telling them, watch out, you know, for other people you might bump into them. She should just, you know, get rid of that attitude and just be stronger.
Yeah, because she has more potential than what she's showing. And she had 2 blocks, but she was only 3 for 9. And it's not good considering she shoots, you know, right underneath the basket for the most part. Courtney Vandersloot, she didn't have that great a game, 2 for 9, but she did have 5 assists. Kia Nurse, her numbers are almost zeros across the line, other than she was 2 for 8, too. Atkins played a pretty good game. She started out on Caitlin Clark. She played pretty good defense on Clark, even though Clark had, you know, huge numbers, because Atkins is a good defender. And she ended up with 11 points, 3 for 6, and 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And anyways, Haley Van Lith didn't get in until the garbage time. You know, she's new to the team, but she did score. She was 2 for 2 and got 4 points in 4 minutes. So, anyways, and Maddie Westbeld, she got in too at the garbage time, and but she was 0 for 3. She's a rookie there for them. Anyways, in terms of shooting, Rob, the Sky shot 29%
Right.
and 22% from threes. It shows you how good the defense was.
So, well, because we were watching that game, and they could have built a condo with their shooting. They were with the 3-pointers. I don't know why. I don't think they really have a 3-point shooter on their team. It looks like to me, I don't see a 3-point shooter on their team.
Right, and the Fever shot 46.7% and 33.3 from the three. Might have been a little bit better than that if Lexi Hall was on, but anyways, but their free throw shooting wasn't good. 64%. Rob will be disappointed in that.
Yep.
He's a good free throw shooter.
Yep. Got to make the free throws. Like I said, for free throws and missed layups, this game could have been.
Well, the Sky was only 50% from free throws. They were 6 for 12. So, yeah.
Brutal.
Neither one shot well.
Brutal.
So, anyways, I thought the refs were fair. So, look, the fouls against the Sky was 22, and the fouls against the Fever was only 15. So you can't go around saying the Fever got screwed over. And the free throws, they shot 25, and Chicago Sky only shot 12. Now, I thought
– Mark, you have to point out that they actually called a foul when Cunningham Clark went to the basket. They called a couple of fouls.
She got the benefit of getting a foul call, Rob, right in the beginning. She got fouled, and guess what? They called a foul. Heaven forbid. These refs were fair, Rob.
Both were shocked. I mean, that was like shocking.
She fouled Angel Reese, and we're going to cover that in another video, and it turned into a flagrant 1. Angel Reese overreacted. Aaliyah Boston stepped in and held back Angel Reese and amazingly got a technical for that.
Yeah, why did I get a technical?
I can't believe she got a technical.
Overall, Mark, how do you feel the game was?
It was good. I mean, you had first game of the year. They never played together before. In the first half, they weren't that great because they were feeling each other out. But the second half, Rob, they were cooking. And Caitlin Clark was great in the second half, Rob. So was Aaliyah Boston. Yeah, I'm not worried. This isn't a good test because, like, Chicago's maybe the 8th or 9th or, best team in the league probably. And, let's see what happens when they play one of the top 3 teams in the league besides them. The Aces, the Liberty, and, of course, the Lynx. Those are the games that we have to, judge them by.
I got the Liberty next Saturday.
So join us for that. You can notice in the beginning that Angel Reese pushes Natasha Howard in the back. And then Caitlin Clark points to it, and there's no call.
Rebecca Allen, too strong on a 3.
Yeah.
Now Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into.
Aaliyah Boston did nothing wrong, right?
Too strong on a 3. And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese.
Just hold your back.
Gets right up into.
How do you get a technical for that, Rob? That's crazy.
Well, that's 2 calls that the refs missed there. It was right in front of her. She got pushed in the back. I didn't even notice that. I saw her get shoved. That's what the Angel Reese does, get a rebound. She didn't really even have to shove her in the back. She would have gotten the rebound anyway, but she just shoved her in the back and then got the rebound. And Clark's like, yo, what's up with that?
Rob, she elbows people. She goes over the back. She pushes people. And she doesn't get foul calls very often for that. I think she gets a special whistle. It's just weird because she got that last year as a rookie, and rookies never get special whistles in basketball. But that's the WNBA for you.
Yeah.
So their arms get tangled up a little bit too. And then Caitlin Clark, you can see, pushed it off a little bit. And again, I think if Angel Reese didn't react, they wouldn't have given her a flagrant 1. But
yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know. That's
Mark, the Oscar goes to.
Well, when you're off balance and you get pushed, you fall down harder than you would if you weren't off balance. Because you're not expecting it. So.
Clark in transition. Clark. And Hole lays it in. Here's Clark. 4 seconds left. Clark fires. You bet. The first logo bomb of the season. Clark looking to shake Vandersloot. Step back is good. Here's Clark firing and hitting. A triple-double for Caitlin Clark. And she starts 2025 with a triple-double.
And that's Tamika Catchings there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, I want to go back to that one pass.
This one.
Look at that pass.
Yeah.
Look at the angle of the spin that she.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable, Rob.
Yeah.
And there was like 4 of those in the game.
Yeah, there's one off the pick and roll.
Here's one for Leah Boston.
Scan the QR code to get the app and catch these must-see matchups live. Oh, great fake from Boston, who lays it in. Oh, overcooked it. Boston, the putback. Push the foul. And a chance for 3 for AB.
Holds position, knowing that the ball, if it misses, is probably going to be.
Hoping to get that bucket to pass Tina Thompson, but was unable to finish as Boston, an authoritative third rejection, and then a fourth. Reese on the interior and a jump ball.
This great job of those long arms of the Leah Boston here, going up multiple times, and then the block as well for the jump ball.
Scan the QR code to get the app and catch.
It's 5 times, Rob.
Yep.
5 times. She had 5 blocks. She had a nice game. Now you know, Rob.
Now I know. Yeah, now I know.
And since people like Michaela Timpson, they call her KK for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe someone can tell me down below.
Towards Timpson lays it in. Michaela Timpson. Colson's third steal. Paul has 9 points, 9 boards. Timpson lays.
That's her first 2 points of her first basket. I think she had some free throws before that.
Mark, who passed her that ball?
I don't know. Someone who's the second best point guard in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Second best passer.
One of her 2 assists.
Tawana Bonner gets standing ovation from the crowd. We'll show that. Rob, that's great that the crowd really supported. She only played for them for 1 game.
Well, the whole thing is, Mark, did you see the part where Caitlin Clark knew about it and she was on the bench talking about trying to get her to get that?
Yeah, she did. She purposely passed
It's over Tina Thompson.
Great start for the Fever. Let us know what you think down below. If you like this video, hit the like button. Feel free to share it with your family, friends, and acquaintances. And join us for Caitlin Clark's crossover every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 and 5:30 to 6:30, respectively. And join us for every live game that's on national television, unless there's some kind of emergency and I can't do it. All right, so join us for Fever's live streams. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. The notification when you do so you get notified of our next video. And feel free to donate to our channel with super chats and super thanks and a link to PayPal. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.